Hello and welcome to the Lager Logs. Today I'm going to show you the best unboxing video I've ever gotten a chance to record. This is the Trooper Beer branded collaboration with Pinter. I reached out to them on Instagram when it was first announced and they were nice enough to send one out to me to review and to brew.
Okay, so yeah, we've got the brewing pack, the Pinter pack brewing ingredients. Best before March next year. Yeah, there's no chance I'm going to wait till next year to make this stuff. Our glass, well, maybe open that. Next, brew dock. Now, this I know this is special. Let's frame it perfectly. Oh yes. Holy crap. Jesus Christ, this is like a piece of art in itself. I mean, what do? Do we just go big reveal? 3, 2, 1. Let's spin it around. Right. Just look at the time and effort that's been put into this. Just the art alone is phenomenal. Almost I want to put this on the wall in my office. So here is the front of the Pinter. Our Trooper Eddie. Created by IRON Maiden. Now I assume this is what we're getting instead of like a new Trooper beer this year, because around every May there's a new Trooper product, a new style of beer, and I think this year it must be the collaboration with Pinter. Between that and the Run for Your Lives tour, which is kicked off last night in I think Budapest. So I mean, everything is happening right now for IRON Maiden. It is red hot, and it's so cool to actually be given one of these. I mean, I did ask for it, but it's the old saying, you don't ask, you don't get. And I'm so bloody glad I asked now. Okay, nice and plain on the bottom. Just a packing note. There you go. Can you see that? Look how crazy that is. It's huge. So cool. I'm going to spend more time looking at this box art than playing with the actual Pinter. And this is it. Normally I wouldn't have an interest in Pinter, but the fact that they're collaborating with like my favourite band, it is hard not to mark out and ask nicely for one. Yes, I am a big mark for anything with IRON Maiden printed on it, but IRON Maiden and beer, Trooper beer, I could make my own Trooper beer. Easy, come on. This was made for me. They knew, yes, it is the 50th anniversary of IRON Maiden, it is also the 40th anniversary of me, so come on. How could we not? This is now like my third or fourth child. This is the Trooper pint glass. Oh, it's a nice chunky tumbler. Trooper, Pinter. There you have it. Evri with the Pinter symbol behind them. Created by Iron Maiden. Bought. Okay, not bought by Stuart on this occasion, but normally, yeah, I'm an easy target for these. Look at it. So fucking cool. Look at it. Goddamn love it. Love it! So I hope this just clicks. This is the part where it's like, right, we're going to install this, but for God, please don't break it. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good feeling. Seems not too tight, but not loose either. Right, so it's got a wee travel handle. I wonder if it's like, yeah, you could take this to parties, you could brew the beer, pick up and take it to your pal's house, maybe. This comes, and this plate comes off. Definitely feel like this, okay, yeah. So it's a wee pop. Okay, I'm glad it's not too easy to come off. It's definitely, it seems durable, so hopefully it doesn't snap. That's the last thing you ever want, is this snapping. And then we have you know what, I'm going to admit some assembly is required. I am going to go look at a guide. I think there's a QR code over there telling me how to do it. So rather than break my shiny new toy, I'm going to go educate myself and we'll come back and start brewing.
Okay, so the next stage of the video is sterilising the pinter. Here's the contents of your mixture. You've got your Trooper mixture, which just feels like a big bag of sludge. Next up is 2 little packets, one of them being your sterilising crystals, and the second is the yeast. For the cleaning, it's pretty straightforward, but if you do have any doubts, launch the Pinter app and choose the stage of brewing that you're at, and then you'll get step-by-step instructions telling you what to do and when. It's definitely a lifesaver if you're like me and you're panicking, because the last thing you want to do is botch your beer. Long story short, poured in the cleaning crystals, topped it up with warm water, and give it a good swish around before pouring it out of every orifices. The next step is grab a 5 litre bottle of water and pour that bad boy into your pinter. Facebook support groups recommend using bottled water rather than tap. But, I mean, my tap water's Scottish. That's the good shit. Maybe I should try that for my next brew. Regardless, once you've poured your water in, it's now time to open your malt mixture and pour that in. And yeah, you really want to wring this bag out. You want to get every goopy drop into that pinter. Once you're done wringing that bag dry, it's time to chuck in the spark. Yes, our yeast. Tear it open, pour that in, and fasten the lid because it's now time to do the Pinter shuffle once again. Once you've tired yourself out from shuffling, pop the Pinter onto its brewing dock and slide the Pinter into a corner and follow instructions on your Pinter app. For this mixture, it advised us to leave it for at least 1 week. And that's it for now. It's 7 days for the next step, so hopefully it doesn't blow up. I ended up leaving it out for longer than expected. I left it out for almost 10 days. And I reached out to the Pinter Facebook group just to see if this was a wise decision, and they heavily recommended leaving the Pinters out for longer for better results. So the next step is to condition our brew. This part scared the hell out of me because the first thing you've got to do is remove the brewing dock. And the pressure, I mean listen. Bit messier than I was expecting. The pressure that shoots out really gives you the impression that you botched this brew. Look at it, it's just like all this sludge. It's just like a spoiled angel delight just growing darker and darker out of that brewing dock. But yeah, I guess this is sort of like the fermentation tank. All the sort of like your yeast and say if there was like sediment is all settled at the bottom, and this is you taking it out. That's my assumption anyway. So yeah, I rinsed the brewing dock under the tap and gave the Pinter's face a wee wash before taking it over to the fridge. Now, this is possibly the hardest part of the brewing process. Yes, clearing your fridge out to make enough room for this big fella. Once you've squeezed it in the fridge, it is now time to leave it for another week. When it finally came around to tapping the beer, I did have a sense of dread. 2 weeks of waiting and the thought of making rubbish beer was the last thing I wanted out of this experience. Yes, this was what I was kind of expecting. Being a little trigger happy and ending up with a glass full of foam. I've seen enough posts about Pinter on Reddit and Facebook that everyone's first experience ends up a bit premature and 3 glasses of foam before they can naturally find their rhythm and pour a decent looking pint. The drink itself was pretty bang on. In the video I just mumbled saying my usual nonsense. Yep, that's a cold beer. But this video deserves better. This tasted malty, light and a little bit fruity compared to my memories of the Trooper beer in bottles. The beer does have some carbonation. I wasn't expecting keg levels of carbonation, but I was happy to see that there was at least some bubbles coming out of this bad boy. I was telling Tom about my brewing journey, and he put it into perspective by saying it was like having the cask experience in your house. And I thought that nails it. He's not wrong. Fast forward a few days, now I couldn't be a half-arsed beer reviewer without doing a head-to-head comparison with the bottled Trooper, right? I grabbed one of the anniversary edition Trooper bottles and opened it side by side and poured them out with the Pinter. As you can expect, the Pinter was more mellow and relaxed compared to the almost aggressive carbonation of the bottled Trooper. The bottled Trooper would also win for clarity. That's a nice clear beer, but when it comes to taste, I am surprised to see that they're both practically identical. The bitterness that I remembered from before is only a memory that has somehow been overwritten by copious pints of Tripper Ale. Overall, Iron Maiden's Pinter experience has been awesome. The amount of effort put into the packaging is stunning. The amazing pint glass is now my new favourite. And the beer is good. What more could you want? Other than getting better at brewing and pouring those pints. I'm going to order a couple more packets of the beer mixture in the near future. At the time of this recording, they're currently promoting their Guinness Dublin Porter, Adnam's Ghost Ship, a selection of IPAs from Brewgooder, 4Pure and the Yeasty Boys amongst other. If you have a particular favourite, please let me know in the comments. My plan is to brew more beer over the next year and give you a recap and decide definitively whether the Pinter is worth its money or not. And if you can't wait to find out, I have referral links in the video description with up to £30 off a Pinter and free beer on sign up. Regardless, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and if you've made it this far in, you're a true rock star. Up the irons, my friend. And if you see Eddie, run for your life. Stroke.